Today we're diving into Christmas DIY magic and crafting my stash to create beautiful holiday decor without spending anything extra. Welcome to the Chic Show. Today's playlist is hosted by Sunflower Tasha, Divine Designs, and Joanna's DIY Life. First project, I used IOD's tapers molds. I took them outside and spritzed them with different colors of spray paint, black, gold, and a teal color. Now I'm going back with Dixie Belle's patina paint in iron and just dabbing that paint on to the ornaments. I'm going to come back with a second coat, and while that coat is wet, we're going to apply the Dixie Belle patina spray. I was running low, so I'm just using a brush and kind of dabbing it on in different places. I let it dry overnight, and then you're left with this rusty goodness. And now I'm going back with a little bit of black chalk paint just to splotch on there in places as well so that it has a touch of black. And then I'm using a brush with some rub and buff and brushing over all of the details. And here they are, all wrapped up and perfect for gift giving. This is just a random book that I thrifted, and I'm going to be painting it with Fusion Paint in Manor Green, and I'm going to be using IOD's Transfers Crimson Velvet. I chose to use some of these holly berry borders and this bow. I want to try to make the book look like a wrapped gift using these items. So I'm going to be using the rub-on transfer around the sides, just like this, and one going up and down. I cut my transfer to fit on the front, and then I used my transfer tool and just rubbed that down. For the next transfer, I left it the size that it is because we'll have to add to it in a minute anyway. And I placed it down towards the top of the book because I want the bow to show on the front of the book. So I'm going to place that down and again, using my transfer tool, transfer it all the way around the book. When I got to the edge there, I was just very careful to make sure that that transfer got rubbed down into the spine of that book on either side as well as the edge. Now it's beautiful on the front. I want to continue this across the back so that any way you place your book, it will be beautiful. Now for that beautiful bow. I placed that right over where both of the holly berries crossed, and then again used my transfer tool until it was completely rubbed down. Of course, Fusion Paint does not need to be sealed, but the transfers do, so I'm using DIY's Big Top for that. I did apply Big Top over the paint as well, just so everything had the same finish when it was completely dry. Just to add a little bling, I added a gilded transfer of a snowflake to the middle of the bow, and I also added the word Christmas on the spine. This is a little bird from Dollar General that I had painted and applied some decoupage paper on one side, and now I'm going to be adding decoupage paper to the other side just to finish it off. So I have painted it white, I have applied some Mod Podge and let it dry, and now I'm going to iron on my decoupage paper with my mini iron. I do use a piece of Teflon just to protect the paper and my iron. Once it has cooled down, I'm taking my little finger sander and I'm sanding around the edges to remove any of the excess decoupage paper. Because I had gone around the front edge of the bird with a little bit of ink or wax, I decided to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just using a brown ink pad and just gently rubbing it across the edges. If you enjoyed these Christmas DIY ideas and love seeing me craft my stash into something beautiful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. More holiday crafts and creative Christmas decor can be found in the playlist below, as well as our host channels. Here's another video I think you might like. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.